Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Scholar Camp podcast. Thank you very much to the people who watch my content, who have been supportive, who reach out to me, those who have subscribed, and those who likes my content, those who have been supportive from day one. I'm so grateful and I'm humble, and I'll always deliver the content. And you guys, you must know that you are the people who keeps me going, and I'm highly motivated and I'm inspired by your support, and I'll always be humble. I want us to zoom closer to these two policies of the ANC that has got the country shaking, and I think it's one of the issues that made our president Cyril Ramaphosa to go to America. It's one of the issues, although there's many issues that are hanging on our shoulder. But issue number one was land expropriation bill, the bill that has been recently passed, which is land expropriation without compensation, which means the government can come and dispossess or take your land without even compensating you if it's for the so-called public interest. Now, if we zoom closer to this policy, what is the public interest? People are talking about schools, police station, post offices, and whatsoever. Now the question comes that if I own the land, because it's not only white people who owns the land, black people also owns the land, and the government is talking about the redressing issue. So if they take land from a white person, it means they will also take land from black people. It's the same thing. So we are all citizens and we must be treated equally. At the same time, questioning the land expropriation bill without compensation. The government comes, I don't know which criteria they are going to use, to earmark your land and say, we want to take this land for, the public interest purposes. That's why on the other episode I mentioned that I see politicians now wanting to hit their last jackpot, which is taking land and causing chaos and creating their mini Zimbabwe and giving land to themselves, enriching themselves. Because everything that has happened in our country, ordinary people like us never benefited. The ANC crooks have benefited themselves, have gotten tenders, have enriched themselves, and yet us as ordinary young people of this country, we never benefited anything. And I think whatever they do, it is for the purpose of them to benefit. Like I said, that how is this going to help South Africa? If you own a land and you know that you are not safe, maybe you might not be liked by politicians, and they can come and say, we are taking your land the following day. Or next week they come and say, you see people, making measurements, and only to find that they want to build school on your land and they don't compensate you. So these are the policies which the economic freedom fighters actually is pushing together with the ANC and the MKP. And another thing that made Cyril Ramaphosa to go there is the BBBEE policy. This is the policy that if I'm an investor from another country, I want to invest in South Africa, I have to give 30% to a black person. But if you zoom closer into this policy, the black person is always a politician or is always someone who's connected with a politician, or their kids, Kwede Mantashe's kids, Cyril Ramaphosa's kids, and all of those people, not ordinary South Africans like us, the young people of this country. And honestly, I don't believe in handouts, in a sense that a company will come and just give me 30%. What did I do? I don't think I deserve that as a young person of this country. I think I have to start my own thing, build it, and sustain it. So I feel the pain, because no pain, no gain. So it is a policy that is there just to perpetuate their mandate, to push their narrative of enriching themselves. And fair enough, politicians got rich with this policy, the BBBEE. It benefited people like the Patrice Motsepes, the Cyril Ramaphosa's, because those are just instant millionaires. Those are not the people who really started their own thing and built it from scratch, and they never even inherited. Yeah, well, Patrice Motsepe inherited from his father, his family, by the way. Cyril Ramaphosa is just an instant millionaire. He's not like Elon Musk. Elon Musk worked hard for everything that he has today. He's an entrepreneur. Those are real entrepreneurs. They are not self-made entrepreneurs. It's a real entrepreneur. You can see the posture and how he thinks and everything. You look at Donald Trump. He's a real entrepreneur. So those are the people who started. That is why sometimes when Cyril Ramaphosa has to compete with his peers, he always finds it difficult to comprehend certain things, because he never really worked hard. He was actually given everything on a silver platter by the same apartheid government that is being criticized. You look at Johan Rupert. Johan Rupert inherited from his family, but what I respect about that man, he also grew. What he had, he also expanded the business, and now is making billions. He's generating billions. You look at people like Rob Hessoff. He also inherited, but at the same time, he took every opportunity that he had. How many people are able to push the family legacies? You find the family running a business, then you grow it without any issues, without even collapsing the business. So those two policies are very racist, even to us black people. I hate those two policies because I see politicians wanting to enrich themselves. They want nothing but to just enrich themselves and keep other South Africans. And by the way, the people who believes, let's say, in the economic freedom fighters, the people who believe in Julius Malema, that kill the boer, kill the farmer, we are going to expropriate land. Julius Malema is a hungry someone who's just singing for his supper. He doesn't really have an interest on black people. Let me remind you, if Julius Malema was really patriotic and loves Africans, this is the man who was a youth league president. This is the man who got tenders from the ANC, the SGL engineering. This is the man who built collapse bridges in Limpopo together with his friend Castle Matan. So the money that he has generated, for him to end up owing 16 million in tax, I think he generated millions, hundreds of millions from the contracts from the same African National Congress. This is the problem that I have with political parties which were formed out of bitterness, out of being expelled from some political party, especially from the African National Congress, and then they form their party in the name of they want to counter the ANC. And all that they are fighting for is the shares inside the ANC, because when you are in the ANC, you have got access to tenders. We have seen Zizi Kodwas. We have seen a lot of them, Pule Mavis, all of them, they got tenders and they enriched themselves. You look at someone like Jacob Zuma from the MKP. They are claiming to have a progressive caucus. They are claiming to be fighting for Africans. If these two men were really passionate and love Africans, especially black South Africans, they should merge, because what's the purpose of you running the EFF and you running the MKP? Those are parallel structures, and you can see that those are two power-mongering individuals who are just seeking power. And the most dangerous part of it is that we don't know if they get power, what exactly do they want to do with that power? Because it's one thing to want to be in power, it's another thing of how you're going to utilize that power. If you take someone like Jacob Zuma, make him a president in the MKP, you see in the ANC he was not having a full control. So there and there he would bring his friends Guptas and tell the Guptas to work with his son Duduzane, and they created Tegeta, and then they got tenders in the mines, delivering coal and everything else, right? Corruptly so. They did it, without following due processes, because Duduzane Zuma can get a tender anyway, because these are the Guptas, they can call ministers to their house and instruct them around to say, if you don't do this, we are going to fire you, like they hired you. So that's where the problem started, with the state capture. That was the real state capture. And then if you take someone like Julius Malema, you give him power. Imagine Julius Malema becomes a president. Imagine, let's say, for argument's sake, economic freedom fighters wins the elections, outright majority. I can tell you what's going to happen. White people are going to be chased out of this country. That's number one. Number two, he's going to hijack the businesses of white people. Number three, he's going to take the land from everybody else. He is going to bully. Julius Malema is bully by nature. Julius Malema is arrogant by nature. So there and there, somehow he had to humble himself, because he wanted to go through the process of convincing the people. You know what is the problem with our society, especially black people? And these politicians, they have realized that black people are politically illiterate, most of them. 80% of times, black people, they don't know many things. On the day of voting, you ask someone, are you ready to vote? Say, I'm not sure which political party I should vote for. So that's how illiterate we are, that you listen to the mood, and then you check who's wearing which t-shirt and all of that, then you follow. We are followers. We are the consumers. We are not independent. We are not tracking these politicians and holding them into account. The reason why the ANC got 40% is because many people decided not to go and cast their votes. So black people, when they give up on the ANC because they believe the ANC is the only political party that they should be voting for. That's it. They have made it a culture that, no, we should be voting, as black people, we should be voting for the ANC. That's what they believe. They are actually pushing identity politics because they resonate with the ANC. So when the ANC lets them down, they don't think about the alternative. They just abstain from going to vote, which is a wrong thing. It shouldn't be. There's also alternative political parties that people can share the votes among those political parties, so that at least they humble this big elephant called the ANC. Cyril Ramaphosa is saying transformation. He's talking about transformation. He doesn't really explain what kind of transformation are you talking about. Do you mean upsetting other people, violating other people's rights, and making some mockery about them so that you look more relevant? He's trying to look relevant. There's nothing that we are going to get from Cyril Ramaphosa. So South Africans, we should take note that these three political parties, they will never take us anywhere. I don't know. I don't have a specific political party that I can say, no, people should follow these political parties, because remember, the season of these politicians and political parties changes every now and then. The leadership changes, everything changes every now and then. It's so confusing. But the most dangerous political parties that can collapse this country, ANC has proven to us, by the way, that they are willing. They are so competent in performing poor. They have proven to us that they are really incompetent. So there's nothing to hope for from this political party called the ANC. You look at the MKP. Jacob Zuma was a president. He was there. He was running a country. And no, okay. All of a sudden, we have someone who emerges as he has never been a politician, he has never been a president, and then he wants to save black people. Should he buy into your story? I don't think so. Sorry, Msholos, I don't think so. Whoever is following you, they are blind, because they should know you better. They should know that you have collapsed all the state-owned entities. South African Airways is now on its knees because of your leadership. You brought Guptas here. They landed at Waterkloof Air Force Base. They got 32 million for a wedding in the casino there. Which casino is that? So all these politicians, the Tandimudises, they wanted farming. The pigs died. The pig, if you fail to feed a pig, an animal that eats everything, you fail. The pig became thin and they died eventually. So that's how poor. Everything that the ANC touches, it falls apart. They can't build nothing. They want to take from white people. They want to victimize white people. And by the way, Donald Trump was right in confronting our president. And he didn't ambush him. No, he was telling him about what is happening in his country. And unfortunately, Cyril Ramaphosa, ambushed himself because he didn't know. Either he didn't know, or he's a very ignorant someone. So I don't buy into the story of these politicians who claims to be fighting for black people. They are not fighting for black people. It is time now that black people should pay attention and change their political ideology. Number one, you should know what exactly you want in your country. We want industrialization. We want education. We want social welfare, promotion of social welfare, that everybody must just live in peace and harmony. There shouldn't be fights. There shouldn't be racism. We should just be one. Fair opportunities. Equal opportunities for everyone. Everyone should get an opportunity, whether you're white, you're black, you're colored, you're Indian, what. This BBBEE, that is why I'm saying it must be scrapped. The land expropriation bill is useless because it talks about without compensation. And a lot of people are going to be victims of the same law. When the government, these liberation movements, when they realize that they failed in everything, they start now introducing a lot of bills that are going to oppress. They oppress you legally, that you've got nowhere to go. They change the laws in favor of them. They're not doing it for the benefit of the country. They're doing it to actually benefit from it. That is their last ticket. They have collapsed everything, and now they want to get into that space of now taking everything from the citizen. Like, they want to rob us. They want to take everything from us. So whatever we do, South Africa, we really need to be careful of these people. People like Cyril Ramaphosa, people like Julius Malema, people like Jacob Zuma. You need to be really careful of those people. Don't just blindly follow them. Watch what they do versus what they say. It's very important. Politicians lies. all the time. Thank you for watching my content, squatters. And those who have not subscribed, please subscribe. Let's keep on engaging. I believe these are the issues that are actually shaking our country. And by discussing them, maybe, just maybe, we might change something. Salute.